these. Defend high, defend low. Our worst case scenario right now is they have Brutal Cathar. They would take out the Sanctuary Warden, attack in the air, but we still have a defender on the ground. Brutal Cathar, sure. Put us to 3. Lo and behold, Sunfall. And we get back Sanctuary Warden. Hello, friends. Today we're going to talk about a new deck, brand new deck, a Jeskai deck with Sunfall. Sunfall from March of the Machine. So this deck actually has a bunch of new cards. Most of them are in the sideboard. So Lithomantic Barrage is red. It's R for a sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Awesome already. Lithomantic Barrage deals 1 damage to target creature. A planeswalker can hit anything for 1. It deals 5 damage instead if that target is white and or blue. It can take out the Gitrog monster, which, for red decks, say you're playing a straight red deck, for example, Gitrog monster has an enormous toughness. It's tough to deal with. I'm playing this card in my mono red decks already, largely replacing Obliterating Bolt in the sideboard. I think this card is fantastic. I think that if mono blue was in the metagame, the mere existence of Lithomantic Barrage might force it out of the metagame. Like, that deck was, Haughty Djinn, Tolarian Terror, awesome creatures. Haughty Djinn is an awesome creature. Tolarian Terror is an awesome creature. They do not line up very well at all with a 1 casting cost spell that is, playable in a dedicated mono red deck sideboard, or in a 3-color deck like this. You're just going to play it in the sideboard. Annihilate their best threats for 1 mana. Can't be countered. So look out for Lithomantic Barrage in your best of 3 play. But in the main deck, new card is Sunfall. Sunfall is fantastic. It's a Wrath of God based effect for 5 mana. And then it has this text: exile all creatures, incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. It's really cool. You can destroy all of the opponent's creatures. If you have some creatures in play, they will also be destroyed. And then or exiled rather, and then you get an incubation equal to the number of creatures that were killed. So the more things that die, the bigger the incubation. So this is a 1-card way to win. It stabilizes the board for you, and then also gives you potentially a threat coming up the following turn. The rest of this deck is very similar to other Jeskai decks you're probably already familiar with. It's got Memory Deluge, it's got Sanctuary Warden, it's got Farewell. Farewell is a really interesting card to be playing in Standard at all anymore, in my opinion. It costs a lot of mana, right? And if your opponents are like mono-white control decks, it tends to be very effective because they're playing a lot of different types of permanents. They're also playing Reckoner Bankbusters. They're spreading the battlefield with cards like Wedding Announcement, right? A lot of their creature removal is cards like Ossification. Mono-white control decks themselves often like to play Farewell because if they're playing a Planeswalker-based version, they can keep their key permanents while messing up the opponent's creatures, the opponent's artifacts, enchantments, etc. Problem, I think, is that in Standard right now you have battles, and Farewell doesn't hit battles. So you have this card where you're putting a lot of your energy, right? It's a 6 casting cost card, powerful sweeper. It exiles, doesn't even just destroy, but it doesn't interact with battles. And I think like battles are a thing. They're a thing that we're gonna have to deal with. Some people think they're sweet. Oftentimes they're very powerful. You have battles that are basically a Searing Blaze. You have battles that are basically a reanimation spell, and they all have creatures or some other powerful effect on the back end. So Farewell in this deck, I think it's a little dodgy. I am not sure because there are. This kind of deck does need to be able to deal with a lot of different sorts of threats because the games are going to go long, right? It's not one of these decks like Mono Red where you just bowl the opponent over if you can't deal with their stuff too bad. They might just die before they can get it out there. This deck's often going to play 10 turns, so if the opponent's got a thing, they're probably going to find it, some version of it, you might have to deal with it. Endgame, Sanctuary Warden. I mean, honestly, a lot of the endgame is just like attacking with Reckoner Bankbusters. Wandering Emperor. Deck does a lot of things well. It has a good counter suite, including Disruption Protocol. So if you don't know Disruption Protocol, this card's counterspell. It's blue to cast counter target spell, but it has an additional cost. So either you pay one more, so it's cancel rather than counterspell, or you can tap an untapped artifacts you control. It's really cool in this deck. You just have like turn 2, you can cast a Reckoner Bankbuster, and then on turn 3, you might even have missed your land drop, and you can cast Disruption Protocol by tapping the Reckoner Bankbuster. Later in the game, when you have treasures, right, you can get treasures from Fable of the Mirror Breaker, you can get treasures from Reckoner Bankbuster. You can just tap those treasures to help cast Disruption Protocol. It's kind of like a land, right? But it basically turns a Lotus Petal into a Mox, and that's who doesn't want to turn a Lotus Petal into a Mox? The rest of the deck's pretty straightforward. You have great removal. Flame Blast Bolt's fast. Abrade is fast and flexible. Fires of Victory, if you can kick it, it's cool. Can potentially destroy a large creature, potentially draw a card. I think that a lot of the time you don't want to get too greedy with that kind of stuff. The deck's really cool. Deck's really powerful. Sunfall is the reason this deck exists, and I have a feeling that Sunfall is going to shine in the video we do today. Right, so I'm going to play a best of 1 standard event. I think this deck would be awesome in best of 3, especially because of Lithomantic Barrage. But the return on best of 3 events is so bad, right? So I'm paying gems to play in events, and I want to get a return. That's why I play a lot of best of 1 events, because I think that I get a really good return on best of 1 events and best of 3. Like, the bar is crazy in terms of doing well in best of 3 events. Yes, we're going to do some best of 3 play on the channel. I'm going to grind some ladder later this week, probably, right? So I'm high, but not high enough right now on the Mythic ladder. So probably just have a day where we just throw out some games and get to top 800 or something, and then call it quits. But when we do that, we'll see some best of 3. But for today, best of 1, Jeskai Sunfall. It's gonna rock. All right, let's go Jeskai Sunfall. We go first. Flame Blessed Bolt in our opening hand leads me to believe we can keep this. Land comes into play tapped. How dangerous can their opening play be? Not very dangerous. Ooh. Second Flame Blessed Bolt. Alright. Question there is if we wanted to drop Otawara or Eiganjo. I think Otawara might have more long-term value, but who knows? Opponent in the tank. Does that mean they have something good? Sweet. Oh, everything about this is sweet. If they have a good play, we can make disappear it. I would characterize like a wedding announcement as a good play. You can have that. Just a dude. Maybe we'll be able to do a sweet Sunfall play. Ooh, Disruption Protocol. Alright, so we're going to have our land drop for next turn. If they do something that we actually care about, we can make disappear or Disruption Protocol it. We're on like a 10-turn clock here. Plenty of time. Faithbound Judge. That's not going to kill us anytime soon. Have it. Take 2. How many counters does this need? 3 or more judgment counters it can attack. Okay. Typically, I take the counters off of the one with fewer counters to accelerate our likelihood of getting the pilot. Alright. So it won't attack next turn, but the following turn it might attack, unless they have, like, some sort of sweet, I don't know, proliferations. Opponent. 2 relatively inefficient flying creatures. heroes heroically sitting on Reckoner Bankbusters. I don't know about you. I'm feeling heroic. Steel Seraph. I'm gonna draw in response. See what we got going on here. Sanctuary Warden. Interesting. I guess we can let them have Steel Seraph. Like, one Warden outdoes this whole squad, right? Just because I'm annoyed, I'm going to do this. Doesn't hurt us too much. We're even going to have extra treasure manas. What do you got? Anything else? We got to make it disappear waiting for you. Draw up. Sunfall. Alright. This dramatically impacts how we're going to play this turn. Just going to basically let them have whatever they want, and then Sunfall them next turn with a ton of mana open. That is the play. Can this block? Yeah, it just says Defender. Okay. I was thinking about playing the Sanctuary Warden with mana open, but I'm not going to do that anymore. It would only been 1 mana open. Enough for a Flame Blessed Bolt, but not anymore. Right, so they can get in for 3 this turn, or make a big play. If it's like a Planeswalker, we'll counter it. We're going to have enough mana open for... They can have that. For Sunfall plus a counterspell. Either or counterspell. These Overseers are kind of annoying insofar that they make Sunfall less devastating. What does this guy become? Can I see the other side? They're not letting me see the other side, so I'm going to counter it. I don't know what this card does. I'm afraid. It becomes... Oh, it just becomes a Sarah Angel. Okay. Well. What are you giving? Lifelink? Vigilance? Maybe I'll give it Vigilance? Lifelink. That's the wrong choice. Vigilance would have been better. What if we had the Wandering Emperor? My turn. Like, there's the Wandering Emperor right there. Sunfall. These guys are tricky. Next turn, this will be able to attack quote-unquote with haste, but you can't do it the turn that it actually comes into play. So if I had Sunfall and immediately transformed, it would not be able to attack. Phyrexian Vindicator. What do you think? I'm kind of actually fine with letting them have that. We can kill it with the Wandering Emperor, and I'm not in a rush. Not in a rush at all. Like, save this Disruption Protocol for something that might actually beat us. Ooh. This is filthy. All these Reckoner Bankbusters against an opponent who is just playing like 3 through... I don't know. 3 through 6 casting cost creature spells. Attack me. One of these. They like might just pack it up here.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
We'll exile this tapped creature. If they have like a trick or something. They don't. Could use Disrupting Protocol
You
on the
are
trick.
not much of a roadblock.
Draw. My turn. Alright, what should we do? Let's animate this guy. And make a Fable. Get ready for something cool. Destroy evil. I'll crew it with the first Reckoner Bankbuster. It was going to be cool. We were going to play a Fable the Mirror Breaker, give the token +1/+1, and then crew, but they used their Destroy Evil, so that didn't happen. We can still give our token +1/+1. It'd still be in the +1/+1 club. Destroy evil. You got it. Is a Reckoner Bankbuster evil?
Strike hard.
Like, it's just like a machine, right? A Fable of the Mirrorbreaker is just a story. Is it evil? I mean, it's really powerful. I don't know if it's evil, though. What do you got? 2 cards in hand. We have 5 cards in hand. One of which is an unconditional answer. Ossification. Sure. You can have it.
I guess that's that.
I guess that's that. Phyrexian Vindicator. Gonna tap this, this here treasure. And now it's time for our Sunfall artifact to make its appearance. What is this? 7, 8 in. Crew this guy here. Get a treasure. One of these. I'm not gonna, I mean, I'm already pretty heavily extended, but they might have, like, Farewell. So, this is more than enough to win. Speaking of Farewell, we have so many Farewell. Crew up. You two. Battle. -5. Math. It's a good opening salvo for Sunfall Jeskai. Round 2. Ready. Do you guys like my choice of avatar, Jai Ballard? Because I'm a red mage and I'm also old. See what I did there? It's very meta. I think it's very likely that we play Deserted Beach on the first turn. I'm not sure about the second turn. Blue-red, okay. I think I'm going to play Mountain on the second turn so that we can Abrade if need be. Bitter Reunion. Discarding a land. Okay. So, could be a white control deck a la Sam Black. Could be an Atraxa Reanimator. I'm going to hold up Disruption Protocol this turn. Other option would have been to cast Fable the Mirror Breaker, but there's just no reason to walk into like a Make Disappear, in my opinion. Looks like a Jeskai Mirror. Silver Scrutiny for 1. I like that. I like to see that kind of garbage. Silver Scrutiny is obviously a very good card, but for 1, in a kind of a symmetrical Jeskai match, that's not what we want to be doing. Sundown Pass is obviously the better quality card, but I'm going to play Adarkar Wastes. So that will let us bluff like 3 blue. You know, some crazies might have. For example, Spell Pierce. I'm going to kill this before it acquires any counters. Leave up 2 mana. Bitter Reunion number 2. What are you discarding? Temporary Lockdown. Yeah, that's not very good against us, I don't think. Sanctuary Warden. Alright. Current plan is to cast Memory Deluge at the end of turn, assuming they don't do anything we care about. Deluge. Negate, sure. In 2 turns, we're going to have that Deluge back anyway. I will cast... Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Make him have something here. Obviously, Fable's greatest gift to us is that it's like a stupor. They have to deal with the Chapter 1 and they have to deal with the Chapter 3. Soul Partition. It's insane. Thank you. They still have to deal with Chapter 1. We get Chapters 1 and 3 and 2 back in some future state. Don't lose to these 2 cards. That's the goal. We can farewell the bat... No, no, no. No, no, no. Battlefield Forge. So it's 1 card versus 3 right now. I'm gonna do this. We might draw a counterspell. Deluge is okay. So maybe they'll destroy our battlefield, maybe they won't. They only have 1 card, though. So I don't love their spot. White Sun's Twilight. You got me. That's pretty good. We're gonna get a little saucy here. I'll attack back. Take a white. And then I'm going to farewell enchantments and artifacts. How do you feel about that? Leave my Sanctuary Warden. I'm going to leave up Deluge Mana instead of rebuying Fable and Mirror Breaker. They have 1 card. We have 1 card in play that's probably better than what they just drew. That was a cool Bitter Reunion with White Sun's Twilight. Huh. Gain 5 life. I think that they should have just smacked... Unless, what are they? Worried about a Make Disappear? I'll let them... They have no cards, right? Let them have this. You can just farewell artifacts again. I will take... Oh, this is interesting. Definitely taking Disruption Protocol. I'm going to take Sunfall. Sunset Revelry. This is like a cycling card. They gain no creatures. Didn't even gain life. Not the biggest fan of Sunset Revelry. Activate. You have a creature removal card? Alternately, we could have used this as mana for Disruption Protocol for a while. They have one card, we have one Memory Deluge. Ooh, if that's a Silver Scrutiny, that'd be pretty good. Maybe we shouldn't have used this ability. I think it's probably fine. We have like one open, like, unless they're worried about specifically Spell Pierce. Or they're just gonna time us out. That's also a possibility. Come on, G-Rays 2000. How many random token generators do you need? Our random token generators include Fable, the Mirror Breaker, and Sunfall. And Sanctuary Warden makes 1/1 citizen tokens that are green and white. I guess they're just going to time us out. Joy. All right. Two and O. You might not know this by just looking at the window, but I'm having a really good hair day today, and so like having the headphones and stuff on, it's just, you're missing it. I'm having a great hair day. Disruption Protocol. Keep the 7. Oh, keep a Reckoner. It's kind of a toughie. We can't Disruption Protocol until turn 3 anyway. That might have been wrong. Okay. Reckoner Raid is going to flip next turn. Not super scared of their 3 at this point. Could be Graveyard Trespasser. Very good card. For once, I'm not playing a deck that's vulnerable to it, though. So right now, it's just a thing that attacks for 3. And we can Disruption Protocol their Shieldred. We will take a boatload of damage if we do that. Gix. I will let that resolve. So I'm going to let the Graveyard Trespasser trigger resolve, which is useful to us because they would otherwise have the opportunity to eat Gix and make us take an additional damage. Took that away from them. Let's see what they do pre-combat here. Eat this and take 5. I'm not a huge fan of taking 5. Ugh. Did we misplay this? Should we have just killed this guy? Alright. We'll have 2 more turns as it is right now. Stormcarved Coast. So if they keep doing nothing, we could probably just Fires of Victory this. We'll have to discard a card, but just deal with it. This will put us to 5. Alright. Sorry, Battlefield Forge. Actually, I'm going to discard Fable. This way we can cast a Disruption Protocol and activate potentially both Bankbusters in one turn. Do not think that they can so easily beat us from here. Oh, protocol that. Tap an untapped artifact. If it's just a regular creature, we could just deal with it with Farewell and counterspell, Invoke Despair. All kinds of toys. They have reach, obviously, so they're playing Okiba Reckoner Raid. That's always going to deal at least 2 to us. We don't want to let Invoke Despair resolve, obviously. No, thank you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we tap... we'll tap an untapped artifact, I guess. Do we have to take damage? No. Actually, do this one. I'm not in a rush to get the pilots out. We might have to do a sweeper, so no rush to get the pilots out. 2, 3, 4. If they have another Invoke Despair that's potentially problematic, it could put us to 1. All right, resolve this. Oh, opponent. So they could have a removal spell for... They don't have a removal spell for Reckoner Bankbuster, no way. Just don't believe it. Sacrifices a non-token. What's the best way to do this? What is the best way to do this? Let's draw off here. Sacrifice that. And then fires this guy. Would have liked to draw a card. Pew, pew, pew. 19 for you. No, thank you. Three cards. We have 4 cards, including... if we have 5 cards, including the Disruption Protocol. $15. If we attack for 8 twice, that's 16. We can't get there this turn, though. Is that 3 Invoke Despairs? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, unless they have the 4th Invoke Despair, I think, friends, that we have cashed in the ESPN checkmark. Even if they have the 4th Invoke Despair, it ain't good. It can't kill us. We can sacrifice one of our creatures and then swing for 8. Cut down. You got it. Graveyard Trespasser. It is currently night. And this can damage us. I have to let that resolve. That'll put them to 12 with one open. It can damage us. Bad times. We are officially inside of Invoke Despair death range. We'll fires this. I will discard Farewell. And I will draw, eating this treasure, replace it with another treasure. All right, we could potentially die to the card Invoke Despair. There might be some other cards we can die to. I think Wandering Emperor will save us from Invoke Despair, though. Start with this. Draw a card. Alright. Didn't have to think about it. We could have lost to Invoke Despair, potentially. We could... I don't know how much mana we had up, but I think it's possible that we could have played Fable the Mirror Breaker to soak up an additional 2 points, and then if we had 7, we could also play the Wandering Emperor, which would allow us to soak up the entire Invoke Despair. So that wouldn't have killed us. But we beat 3 Invoke Despairs. Had to pay on Graveyard Trespasser. No mana for Flame Blast Bolt. Coast to Coast. Someday, if you'd like, I can talk about how to properly sequence your mana in this format. I'm going to go Battlefield Forge here, just in case they have Thalia. Prefer to let them cast Thalia and then kill it with Flame Blast Bolt than to use a counterspell. But I will counterspell almost anything else they cast. Counts. Seachrome Coast. They can gain all the life they want. This isn't a life battle from our standpoint. They could have Urtai. Urtai is the most annoying thing that they could play against us. If like they just do nothing, my expectation is Urtai. Be Urtai into Sunfall, right? Urtai here. No Urtai. I will take these. Maybe I should have taken Abrade. So we're on a 7-turn clock here. I'm really not super afraid of Denick, aka Dennis. We're like 7 cards to 4, right? I will bust the bank. Maybe their hand was like all Lorn. That's a possibility. Toulouse. Toulouse is like the funnest creature to kill. Because like they always like put a million things on this and they're like, my Toulouse is so powerful. And then you like RFG it with your, I don't know, Flame Blast Bolt or whatever. And then they lose all their things that they put under it. It's super sweet. Still gonna take that. Rona. I'll allow it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't like my Sunfall counterspell backup? Open active Bankbuster? But surely your Toulouse card advantage was on the same order. This deck is sweet. I think you will agree. To be fair, that last match, our opponent just did not have a very impressive beatdown plan. Our hand has first 3 land drops committed and can't cast a single spell. So this isn't great. Is it Otawara first? I'm gonna go Shivan Reef. If we like draw a red removal. Who plays Mountain? I mean, we have a Mountain, but nobody plays Mountain who's up to any good. Kessig Flame Breather. Please don't lose. What does this do? Recast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage. I am going to cast this guy so that we have the additional juice for Disruption Protocol. Taking 3, I guess. Okay. Current plan is try not to die to these guys. And then get a little life back with Wandering Emperor. I've never played the Kessig Flame Breather. But any mono red stuff is just automatically so dangerous. If you've ever played any Magic, you know what I'm talking about. Strike. Yeah. I mean, is this going to get any better? I'm just going to cast it. I think it's going to get any better. I think that's its destiny. Save me 3 life. Ugh. We're going to go to at least 8? 7? Alright, they have 1 card in hand. I'm going to Emperor them back, presumably. Then we can fires the Kessig Flame Breather and hopefully not be dead. That's the plan. Stan. Strike. Still have a card in hand? Alright.
The energy of battle, then guided. This is what you get for hurting my people.
Do this right now. And hopefully... Oh, what's the play here? It's gonna make a blocker.
See you later.
Can't get fancy.
Keep watch for intruders.
I don't think they can deal 4 with 1 card. I was wrong. Oh man, this mana base is murdering us this game. Does that kill us? Huh. We need to... We need to draw into Disruption Protocol or a Make Disappear. Got us. Kessig Flame Breather on the play. Gets Sunfall. Jeskai. Maybe we played too tentatively. Although I think their draw was pretty well set up to beat our deck. I'm just making excuses. Kessig Flame Breather kicked our butt. On the other hand, I'm having a very good hair day. Because you can't tell. You say to yourself, hey, I wonder how Michael J's hair day is. Today was a good one. Oftentimes, it looks thin and flaccid. Okay. This is another disastrous mana draw. We can mostly cast our spells, but it might be painful. I like this. I like this only because I might forget to play the blue land on the second turn. Like, make a mistake, which would take away our Make Disappear option. What are they going to be like? Jukai Naturalist? I would kill that so fast. Phyrexian. Jawbone Duelist. Goodbye, Jawbone Duelist. I will leave back Eiganjo for optionality. But I'll be honest with you, I'm going to kill anything that they cast. Bloated Contaminator, perhaps? Crawling Chorus. Resolves. Guess I'm not going to kill anything that they cast. Is that a test spell? Now are you going to cast something good? Malira the Living Cure, sure. They haven't attacked us yet. Down to 18 already. I think given the resolution of this Crawling Chorus, we might just play Fable here. We will, in fact, play Fable here. And then hope they don't cast, like, a Bloated Contaminator or something else really tough to beat. Although, Wandering Emperor can beat Bloated Contaminator, I suppose. What do you got, Chorus? Slaughter Singer. +1/+1. No blocks. I hate to do this. Attacks. So, are they going to send the Slaughter Singer to its doom? That's the question. We're at like high enough life that we might be able to defend ourselves reasonably well. Ooh, Mirix. Annex Sentry. Ugh. How bad is Annex Sentry? Just have to let that happen, I guess. If we Make Disappear with Casualty, we don't get anything. Yeah, I guess that just happens. Between Emperor and 3/3 Fable, we should be okay, I hope. Resolve. So they'll attack with both. We'll eat one of them with the Wandering Emperor. Slaughter Singer number 2. This is not fun. This guy.
You're just underwhelming. You are not much of a roadblock.
Maybe we shouldn't have thrown away both of our Sanctuary Wardens when we only have 2.
Remember your
Stormcarved Coast will allow us to use both Eiganjo and Make Disappear in one turn. I have to have a pretty good turn here. Like, they don't want us to have this engine going. All at us, huh? All at us. I'm going to kill Annex Sentry in response to Slaughter Slinger's trigger. Let me get this block in. Take 2 poison. If that's a Tyvar stand, not great. Would not be great. If it's anything else, I think it's manageable. I mean, or the opponent could just screw up on the Tyvar stand. They drew literally the card that matters, and they screwed up. Okay, Fires of Victory for full bore would be fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am so willing to not be greedy here. Imagine drawing the card that matters and then casting it wrong so that your opponent can counter it with a Make Disappear. Like, why not just be satisfied making your guy big enough to win the fight? Why do you have to make it like 1,000 1,000? Oh, we have 5 wins already. 5 wins already. A successful outing by Jeskai Sunfall. Sunfall Jeskai. Good hair day, Michael J. Sunfall Jeskai. Hunting play-in points. We face an elephant. All right, what do we got here? Flame Blessed Bolt. So I'm going to play Stormcarved Coast on the first turn. Give us Flame Blessed Bolt access quickly, if not immediately. That's probably mono blue. This will be an interesting duel. Ledger Shredder, sure. Huh. It's going to be tough. It's probably one of the toughest matchups. This is probably one of those matchups where our sideboard helps. If we like get into a Flame Blessed Bolt fight or something, I don't think that's great. Why bother? At least we can kill this before they draw an extra card, which I will do presently. If they use this Homestead Courage, that would be bad. 2/4 inside of an Eiganjo. Illuminator Virtuoso. This is not a great matchup. I'll tell you that. I was going to use that to try to kill one of these things, you know, with its alternate ability, but Wandering Emperor is just so tempting. This gives Vigilance, so it's a problematic card. 3 blue open. Not great. Not great. Guess we're going to get attacked for 8 here. Ugh. I mean, you know these are protection spells, right? We got Spell Pierced already once.
I'm home.
Getting ready to be depressed. Shore up. Sure. I think we're dead. 7. So the objective is just to live. We can chump block this guy.
May your blade strike.
Chump blocking that guy. So they only have one card. It's only deal 2. We need to Memory Deluge into something really good. Fading Hope. 6, 7, 8. 6. I think we're dead. Ugh. This is a really tough matchup. I think, like, if we had gone first, it might have been better, but their cards just line up so well against expensive cards, right? Like, they have creatures that are, like, naturally resilient, that have some sort of high level of synergy with, you know, auras, creature enchantments, buff spells. Like, they're conniving, they're drawing extra cards, etc. And then they're just playing a ton of cards like Shore Up, Slip Out the Back, etc. to protect something. And that Illuminator Virtuoso kills you so quickly. Okay, I'm going to go... opponent's going first. So, depends what they do. Evolved Sleeper. I'm going to play this on the first turn. If they pump this immediately, I'm going to kill it. Basic Forest. Have at you. Canker Bloom. That is officially more dangerous than an Evolved Sleeper right now. Huh. I'm just going to try to get our stuff on the battlefield. I don't... Like, we need to, like, get Fable and then fix our hand. We just easily lose to this stuff. Make Disappear. Right now, they missed their land drop, and this is only 3 power. I think I can wait a turn. Counter a spell. You go for 2. Flame Blast Bolt! No. That's okay. Ooh, Sunfall. Change of direction. They can't kill us with this, right? So, unless they cast a must counter spell, I'm just going to let whatever they want have happen. And then Sunfall down to 5. They're nowhere near Invoke Despair, if they even play it. Glissa, sure. All of those baby. Alright, just have to not lose this turn. Can we avoid taking 5 damage and then untapping with a handful of sweet stuff? Bloated Contaminator. Very good card. Do not think it's going to be good enough. That's not even a good attack, right? So we can flip this, turn on Bankbuster, block. Evolving Adaptive. You got it. Imperator. I will counterspell if they have a counterplay. It could be a good one. was not a good one. Like, if they had Tyvar stand, could have been annoying. No, thank you. I kind of hate doing that, but I don't want to waste the Wandering Emperor.
I have got new moves to teach you.
2 cards against 4. All 4 of our cards are good. So hopefully we'll be able to get there. Bloated Processor. Sacrifice another Phyrexian. Put a 1/1 counter on it. I can't. Pass. All right. This smells like the ESPN check mark, but you never know. How do we want to do this? That puts them in a 9. With Sokenzan, that's officially more than 9 damage. Canker Bloom. Sacrifice Canker Bloom. Choose one. Destroy target artifact. Destroy charging enchantment or proliferate. So they can destroy a bunch of different enchantments that are good. I'll pay 1. Like, they could destroy this guy. They could destroy this guy. Be annoying. You could essentially get 2 blocks in. I don't think they have a must counter card for the last 2. Could be wrong. Hunting ESPN check marks. Take these. Fires would be okay. Like, we're a control deck, though. Like, we're not really in any rush. So, how do we do this? So, this will crew. This is 11. So, you're going to block one of these guys. Take 7, go to 2. We can go Sokenzan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's go for it. I, like, never make those kind of plays. I think John Finkel makes those kind of plays a lot, and I should make those plays more. You know, you never know what your opponent can top deck, and we didn't have a counterspell. So, how do we run that? So we had lethal in play. Theoretically, they can block with the adaptive. We gave them lethal +2 with the Sokenzan, and then bounced their only blocker. That should have put them to, like, -3 or something. Here it is. All the marbles. We go first. This hand is not fast. Hide white for a sec. Our hand of all double white. Yoshin Frontliner. Don't have Athalia. Not in love if they have Athalia. Dennick. Okay, I can live with Dennick. Alright, so our plan is probably run Goblin Shaman into his Doom, and then get enough mana for Sunfall. Siege Veteran, sure. Not great. What can you do? Just gonna take this 5. What are we gonna ditch? Ooh, disruption. I don't even have a second blue. These guys. Not good. Not good at all. That was really terrible, actually. Okay. Gonna go for a Sunfall, I suppose. Siege Veteran. It's like Sunfall is gonna be good, but not like overwhelmingly good. Just because they have the Siege Veteran. Be like 3 1-1s, 2 1-1s. Can you get a guy back? Two 1-1s. Might be just. Let's see here. What do we lose to? We lose to a lot, honestly. Missing that land drop was horrible. So they're going to get 2 guys back. Both of the guys they have in the graveyard are rebuy capable. Why did they not get any guys back? Oh, it exiles. Sunfall is even better than I thought. Excellent. I knew that. Not actually know that. One of these. Defend high, defend low. Our worst case scenario right now is they have Brutal Cathar. They would take out the Sanctuary Warden, attack in the air, but we still have a defender on the ground. Brutal Cathar, sure. Put us to 3. Lo and behold, Sunfall. And we get back Sanctuary Warden. I knew it exiled. I didn't know it exiled. Yeah! Play-in point. 7-2. Our losses were to a weird mono red deck with Kessig Flame Spitter or whatever his name is, and I don't even remember what the other loss was. I've already blocked it out. Good wins against any kind of mid-range control deck. Super enjoyed playing Sunfall Jeskai. It exiles friends. Really good. Really good card. What do we get in our packs? Oh wait, did we not take our our prize? We have to claim our prize. All right, play-in point. 500 of these Gemsies. 3 packs. What do we get? Prize number 1. Bloated Processor. One of our opponents was playing that today. Prize number 2. Zurgo and Ojitai. Awesome. This is an awesome card. I probably want to make a video about this soon. A different kind of Jeskai deck. That card's really good. Prize number 3. A Mythic wild card. Better than anything else. If you want to get packs, if you want to buy a, Ojitai of your own, maybe a bloated processor of your own, but in paper, not digitally, I would recommend my good friends at CoolStuffInc.com. If you've been watching the videos, you know that you can get 5% off anything in the store, whether it's a Zurgo, whether it's an Ojitai, whether it's a bloated processor, whether it's a Sunfall, which exiles, by the way. 5% off anything in the store if you use the promo code Flores, Flores. I will see you in the next video. Full write-up on the blog. Enjoy your day. Hopefully you too are having a good hair day.